Hey there and welcome. So if you're a market research apprentice, you've probably looked at your framework, seen Behavior B2, and thought, okay, but what do they really want from me here? Trust me, you are not alone. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this key behavior so you can not only nail your apprenticeship, but really start owning your professional growth. Let's dive in.
Right? Continuous professional development. It sounds so big and vague. It feels like this thing you're supposed to be doing all the time, but what does it look like day to day? More importantly, how on earth do you prove you're doing it? That's the puzzle we're going to solve together today.
So to make this real, let's meet Jody. She's a fantastic market research executive apprentice over at IB Stores. She's smart, she's great at her job, but this whole B2 thing for her endpoint assessment, the big final review, is stressing her out. She knows she's growing, but trying to write it all down and evidence it feels like a completely different job.
Luckily, Jody has an awesome mentor, Adam, and he totally changes the game for her with this one simple idea. He says, Jody, stop thinking about ticking boxes. Think of it like you're building a professional toolkit. And just like that, everything clicks. B2 isn't some boring requirement anymore, it's a mission. It's about becoming a master of your craft.
Okay, so with this brand new mindset, Jody is ready to start her quest. And the very first step, she's got to understand the blueprint for this toolkit. What's it actually made of? And here's the blueprint. It's actually pretty simple when you think about it this way. B2 is just the ongoing process of building out your professional workshop. Every new piece of knowledge you gain, that's a brand new tool for your kit. And the skills you already have, well, you've got to keep them sharp. It's all about taking charge of your own development.
And every great toolkit is built on 4 key cornerstones. First, you've got to have curiosity. That's the fire that makes you go looking for new tools. Then, self-awareness. You have to know which tools in your kit are a little rusty and which ones are razor sharp. Next is openness. That's being able to listen when someone suggests a better way to hold the hammer. And finally, ownership. That's you deciding that you are in charge of building and maintaining this whole incredible kit.
So understanding the blueprint is one thing, right? But how do you actually start forging these tools day to day? This is where Jody's line manager, Riedel, steps in to show her how it's done, right there on the job. Riedel gives Jody this super clear 4-step process. Step 1, identify a gap. Find a tool that's missing or maybe just a little dull. Step 2, seek feedback. Go ask an expert. Hey, can you take a look at my technique here? Step 3, engage in learning. This could be a formal training course or it could be as simple as shadowing a colleague for an hour. And then step 4, and this is the most important one, apply it. Actually use that new or sharpened tool on a real project.
And Riddle shares this piece of wisdom that is just gold. She says the most powerful tool you have is the question. Asking for help isn't a sign of weakness, it's actually the fastest way to learn. Every time you ask a question, you are actively demonstrating behavior B2.
All right, so Jody is on a roll. She's actively building her toolkit, she's forging new skills, but then her coach, Olivia, brings up a super critical point. It's not enough to build an amazing toolkit. You have to know how to prove it to the assessors at APTEM. And this right here is the question that trips up so many apprentices. You could be learning incredible new things every single day, but if you don't capture it properly in your reflective logs, for the assessor, it's almost like it never even happened. So how do you actually prove it?
Well, the secret is all about moving from weak evidence to strong evidence. Weak evidence is just stating a fact, like, I attended a webinar. So what? Strong evidence tells a story. It answers 4 crucial questions. What did you do? Why did you do it? What did you learn from it? And how did you apply it? Seriously, this what, why, learned, applied structure is your golden ticket. It's your secret weapon for writing amazing evidence. And here's the kind of proof that APTEM is looking for. You've got your reflective logs, of course, but also things like training records, your personal development plans, your PDPs, and any feedback you've gotten from your manager or coach. You can even include updated work, a before and after, to literally show how your practice has improved. Okay, Jody's toolkit is packed, her evidence is looking rock solid, and now it's time for the final stage, preparing for the endpoint assessment. Her mentor, Adam, reframes this perfectly. He says it's not a test, it's a master's review, a chance to proudly show off everything she's built.
Honestly, this change in perspective makes all the difference. The professional discussion part of your EPA isn't an interrogation, it's your stage. You've done all the hard work building this incredible toolkit, and now you get to talk about it with confidence.
So Adam preps Jody with some questions she's likely to hear. Here's a classic one. How do you keep your market research knowledge and skills up to date? This is basically the assessor tossing you a softball and saying, "Tell me about your amazing toolkit."
And check out this perfect answer. See how Jody immediately uses that toolkit language. I proactively seek out new tools. Then she gives specific, concrete examples, blogs, briefings, a software training, and crucially, she links it back to how she's using it in her actual job. It's confident, it's specific, and it's backed by evidence.
Here's another really common one. This question is designed to see if you're self-aware and if you take action based on feedback. It's really just asking you to walk them through that 4-step tool forging process we talked about earlier. And this answer is just brilliant. It tells a complete story. She starts with the feedback. Her reports were too data heavy. She sought out learning from an expert, her manager, Riddle. She explains exactly what she learned, how to structure a narrative, and she shows the impact. Her next project got praised for its clarity. Boom. That's a perfect example of professional development in action. So when you put it all together, Jody's story gives us the complete blueprint for absolutely mastering Behavior B2. She went from feeling totally overwhelmed by a vague idea to being able to confidently talk about and showcase her professional toolkit. Let's just quickly recap the path she took. First, she reframed the quest. It's not about ticking boxes, it's about building a toolkit. Second, she used a simple 4-step process to forge her tools. Third, she learned how to showcase her work using that powerful what, why, learned, and applied structure. And finally, she was ready for her master's review, prepared to talk about her toolkit with pride. And that, of course, brings us to you. You now have the blueprint, the process, and the language to do this for yourself. So the only question left is this. What's the very first tool that you are going to add to your kit, starting this week? Your journey starts right now.